talaga natin yan. Mainit na mainit na mainit ang gabi. Batina Tandem in. Kasama ko ngayon si Batina Tandem Baymax. At ako si Atina, syempre. At mainit na mainit ang gabi natin. Bakit nga ba, Baymax? Bakit mainit?
Nako, kasi naman, di ba, kakasabi lang natin, puro bata daw yung membro ng Next Play 2.0 dito. Boys, yung kalaban nila, mga tito. So ano to, boomers versus zoomers o millennials, kung tawagin natin, no? Pero, di ba, si Boss Dogs. Ang ganda ng pangalan ni Boss Dogs. Kita nyo ba yan? Ghost Shrekker. Di ba? Boss Dogs ang sakalam.
Are we allowed to say that?
Pero eto, no, Eve has been locked out by the NXP 2.0. Well, sa KINGQUEEN'S naman, we have that Selena. Hindi, isipin nyo na lang, ako yung pinapatamaan dyan yan, no, Atina, ni Boss Dogs, para ano, para wala tayong conflict, di ba? Binabanggit natin yung pangalan.
Conflict. Yeah, so, bago natin simulan, no, quick lang tayo, intro for both of the teams. X-Play 2.0, sino nga ba itong mga bata na bago dito sa side ni Boss Dogs? As we all know, guys, Hesa is a familiar name for me. He is a former Kingpins. Okay, a former member of the Kingpins to before Baymax, and as well as etong si Mike Gerald or si Ryu1 na very famous pagdating sa comment section natin. He is actually the top 1 global. Global worldwide yan. Global Ling. So, the Ling user. That is very scary. Alam naman natin kung gaano ka-competitive even in the professional international scene si Ling. But to get the top 1 global, which means na talagang grind tong mga bata na to, as well as si Spider, Miles, and si Sanford, of these players sa kinuha ni Boss Dogs, talagang, alam mo yon, yung pwede natin sabihin, ML na ML. Diba?
Alam mo, Mariatina, maidagdag ko lang din, diba kung meron tayong top global Ling na si Rio dito, tinanggal naman yung Selena ni Spider-Miles. Parang ano go web go Yung nangyayari doon sa Abyssal Araw kasi Spider-Miles Morales to So, respect ban talaga ang ginawa ng KINGQUEEN'S dito. Pero eto, napakawalan yung Ling. Why sa sagot ng KINGQUEEN'S is gonna be that Benedetta and PNK. I don't know if eto yung Tito Tandem, si Monay, tsaka si Taguro. Kasi nung chinek ko yung profile nila, naka-lock. Hindi mo ma-check yung profile nila.
Actually, linawin ko, si Monay, si Docman. Okay, si Taguro, si Escanor. This is the Tito Tandem. And as we all know, Docman is another professional player before in the professional league. Former STL Olympian, Smart Omega, Geek Fam, as well as the U level. Pagdating naman kay Escanor or kay Taguro, also a former U level, Geek Fam, as well as Omega pro player. And maganda yung pinapakita nila dito for a great start. Look at that. That is actually a Benedetta and a PNK. A PNK, bakit nga ba siya umaangat ulit sa meta natin, Baymax?
Kasi hindi lang sa nagamit siya sa NPL. Pero alam mo yun, yung kung paano siya gamitin, parang na-rediscover ng mga players natin. So, may na-realize silang bago kung paano na pwedeng i-utilize or i-maximize ang isang PNK. Kasi hindi naman talaga siya nawala dun sa sa meta natin. Parang lang nausog lang siya ng konti or napunta lang siya sa dulo ng pila, pero he's still there. Nag-iintay lang na may gumamit. Super valuable niya pa rin as a hero pick para sa isang lineup. Na tulad nitong lineup ng NXP 2.0, maraming dashes, di ba? One of the main counters sa maraming dashes is CC. And we all know targeted crowd control ang pwedeng ibigay ng isang PNK with the addition syempre ng mga frozen traps natin.
NU Fury's player and as well as Ifyos Esports, if you're familiar with that sa mga viewers natin as well as kay Baymax. Ifyos Esports actually dumating sila up to the top 16 from the previous seasons natin dito sa Juicy Legends, which means that Kion Nori is actually familiar kung paano gagano yung pressure, paano yung magiging sabak nila dito sa Juicy Legends. So that is actually another point up to the side of KINGQUEEN'S in terms of experience. Pero kung experience sa pagbabasihan, papahuli ba si Boss Dogs onto the side of Next Phase 2.0 na talaga namang one of the crowd favorite this early as possible this evening? And looking at Zero, but Silvana.
Hesa.
Hesa?
This is gonna be the Claude of Hesa. Isa to sa mga sa hero na Hesa na mataas yung win rate. Actually above 70 if I could remember correctly nung chinek yung kanilang profile. And para naman kay Boss Dogs, kapag nag-tune in ako sa stream niya, usually etong gamit niya si Sylvana, no? One of his main heroes natin when it comes to the Titos, 'di ba? Titos in Manila. Tito Tandem, no? Isa sa kanila dyan is bihasana sa pagsa-side lane. 0.0 versus King Queens ang magbabakbakan para sa ating series number 4, game number 1.
No, game number 1 pa lang, pero pati ang mga viewers natin, mainit na mainit. Meron tayo mga pamigay na diamonds dyan. And of course, kung mainit ang ulo, mag-juicy lemon ka muna, iwas lose streak, at tuloy-tuloy ang win streak natin. Pero, look at this one. They are focusing on the purple buffs. Another quick tip sa mga aspiring na mag-shellcaster or even pro player is pagbabasihan natin yung item. Pagka bumili agad ng Hunter's Knife ang isang specific hero, which means that he will be focusing or he will be prioritizing and getting the buffs doon, Baymax. Matic na yan.
Yes, and usually we could always expect na Ling would go for the purple buff talaga to prevent, 'di ba, yung jungle steal na pwedeng gawin nung kanilang kalaban. And yun yung nakita natin was on the middle lane. Look at the harassment of both of the supports dito, PNK and Lunox. Talaga namang exchanging lang dito sa middle lane. Walang pakialam doon sa paligid. While si Monay and si Boss Dogs ang nagbabakbakan yung dalawang tank natin.
Naku po, maganda yata magiging bakbakan dito kasi si Ghost Wrecker or Boss Dogs himself will be playing for the side of NXP 2.0. Look at the rotation. That is a 3-man versus a 3-man dito ng King's Queens this early as possible, Baymax.
Yes, nako, pero may teamfight yata na magaganap dito. Ang ganda ng pasok ni Ghost Wrecker, Maring Athena.
Uy, ang ganda naman nung halihup natin doon. Pero susundan ng tayo sa place, even under the turret. And another one will be down for the side dito ng King's Queens. Not so king at all. And Monay with the flicker. Hindi na nga yata makakaligtas pa. Susundan ni Ryu-1 with the double kill. This early as possible. Kiyonori on fire. Trying to negate that track. Revenge kill ang gusto pero hindi napapayagan pa. And that is actually a good trade. That is 3-1 this early as possible before the 2 minutes. Marker hindi tatatanaw with Electo final blow coming from Taguro. 100%, ganito kaaga ang pinapakita, Baymax.
That is a 3-4-2 exchange in favor of NXP 2.0. Ang ganda ng beat na ginawa ni Boss Dogs dun sa teamfight natin onto that bottom lane. Sabay pasok na matindi ni paring ni paring Ryu. Diba? Talaga namang they were able to take down the enemy. Pero speaking of takedown, mukhang may mata-take down pa yata dito sa Turtle Camp.
Masyado ka makulit. Look at that. With the Justice Blade. Oh! Makasasamain yata dito naman in there. Pero dito tayo sa Blade. Kita sa agad dito ni parin nating Ryu-1. Pero nangangaan siya ng buhay against Kiyonori with the double kill. Pero hindi natatantanan pa. And another one bites the dust with a kill spree and shutdown gold. Grabe naman tong si Ryu-1. Pinapakita sa atin kung bakit nga ba siya top 1 global Ling.
Parang pag ini-imagine ko, Maring Athena, na ako yung gumagamit ng Ling ni Ryu-1, parang alam mo yun, nangangala yung daliri ko sa bilis niyang mag-dash in, dash out. Pero onto this teamfight naman, or onto this game number 1, series number 4 natin, we're still at 5-4, 3 minutes into the game. Next play 2.0, tulad ng 2.0, 2K din yung gold lead na kanilang kalamangan dito. Though Kiyonori with the 3-1 is not that bad compared to the 3-0 nung Ling, no, konti lang yung na-delay sa kanya. The problem is, no, nakakakuha din ng kill yung ibang miyembro ng NXP, unlike King's Queens na yung ating Roger pa lang yung merong kill. They need to farm wisely. They need to position wisely as well bago kumarap sa isang teamfight. Kasi most of the time nahuhuli sila nung Tempest of Blades Lunox natin with the free hit. No, masakit yung damage sa isang Lunox. Alam natin yan even though wala siyang item. Benedetta, isa sa ina-expect kong magkakaroon ng magandang setup para sa side ng King's Queens dito.
Dito na, ispatan na dito ni Kiyonori si Ghost Wrecker pero makunat ang isang Sylvana even though this early of a game time. Makikita rin naman natin 5-4 ang kill score. Yes, nakasabay ang King's Queens pero at what cost? Hanggang kailan sila? Hanggang sabay na lang. Kailangan nilang higitan. Diba, Baymax? And right now, dito sa may bandang bottom side, that is Shaivel going into the blood. Oh no! Pero look at that! Nag-connected Justice Blade natin. Oh my gosh! Look at that! Another one bites the dust indeed. Pero meron rin also nagaganap dito. Ryu-1, naiiwan dito. Uy! Uy, Tempest of Blades para makaligtas. Sabi niya, that is just a bait. Talagang pinapatikim ko lang kayo pero hindi na kayo papaisahin pa. And look at that. In just a flawless escape from Ryu 1, kahit pa paano na-negate nila na merong napipitas sa kanila. Spider Miles, not in a good position right now. Pero sabi niya, it's okay. I will give ample time and space for Ryu 1 and the rest of the gang to take down this first.
Oy, look at this!
Pero dito na pag-iiwanan dito.
3 versus 1!
Si Sanford, pero makakapag-flicker pa. Alis! Madami silang win-ace na resources and skills doon, Baymax, but they didn't go for a pick-off against NXP 2.0.
Actually, sang-ayon ako sa sinabi mo about the Lunox dito, Maring Athena, kay Spider-Miles. No? Kasi kahit na makuha siya na makuha dito ng kalaban, no, he's just a support. Their hyper carry and also their backup carry, which is yung Claude, nakakapag-farm ng todo, nakakakuha ng kills. Claude, na utilize niya yung kanyang avarice. Meaning, as early as possible dito sa game natin, maagang makakakuha ng items yung side ng Next Play 2.0. Though Kings, Queens, they do have Kiyonori na umahabol, no, against the Ling. Though Shaibel, medyo tumatagilid siya in terms of farming, no? Meaning, yung kanyang stacks is hindi ganun kataas. No? Mahihirapan sila sumabay pero onto the top lane, mukhang magkakaroon tayo ng bakbakan. Hindi sila naman muna pero onto the middle lane.
So kung dito yung stable sila with a 2k gold lead against Kings Queens, which means na around 5 minutes, eto na nga, nagkaroon na ng Demon Hunter this early against the Roger dito na hyper carry ng Kings Queens. That is actually a good sign for the Claude and as well as si Ling ni Ryuan. That is a 3-0 to KDA pa rin. All throughout, hindi pa siya nasa-shutdown and as much as possible, you don't want that to happen kasi magkakaroon ng snowball effect. And alam naman natin, pag snowball, tuloy-tuloy na lang ang pagragasa niya pababa. Pero dito sa Taguro, pinagtutulungan
Nako, raragasain si Taguro.
Even under the turret.
Blade.
Hindi na yata makakadash pa. And with the mega kill, finishing off mega kill for Ryuan, 4-0-2 na tayo with the KDA Baymax. I don't think that it's not a good position for Kings Queens.
Actually, wala na siyang no choice doon. Talagang denive in na siya. That is not, hindi siya yung hindi magandang positioning, kundi not enough backup para sa kanilang side. Kasi bago siya pasukin, nakita or namataan na nila na merong pupunta sa top lane, but still, most of their members is onto the bottom lane. They're trying to focus on the turret na hindi nila makuha-kuha against the Claude. And as of now, the turtle is up for grabs and is being taken by NXP 2.0 while sa mid lane, Sanford is doing a great job na kinukuha niya yung atensyon ng Kings Queens dito. So most likely, this turtle is gonna be on their side. Yung playstyle ng Next Play 2.0 dito, hindi mo maiisip na bata yung naglalaro, Maring Athena, kung hindi mo sasabihin.
Grabe yung pag-aamba nila dito. Sabi nila, age doesn't matter even in games. And pati dito si Ghost Wrecker and Spider-Miles is actually doing a great job in just beating it out. Yakap na kalapati
Ryu?
si Ryuan. May sarili siyang tandem na magaganap. Look at that, Sanford going in with the jabs pero hindi masyado nagko-connect. Instead, that is an off-cam kill for Kings Queens against Ghost Wrecker na masyado na palalim, evidently. Doon sa nangyaring clash na yan, Baymax. Pero dito, 1v1 with the great one. Look at Amethyst here just slowly eliminating Claude out of his lane, and that is actually a good pick-off for the side of King Queens and settling the score with a 7-7.
Yes, Maring Athena, ito yung sinasabi kong kailangan gawin ng Kings Queens dito is to find a way to shut down the two hyper carries of Next Play 2.0. And one of them is Claude. Nagawa nga nila dito, pero look at that. Ang magiging kapalit naman is that a middle lane. Diba? Makukuha, ma-open, meaning yung farm nila is pwede na maagaw pero team fight is about to happen na naman on the mid lane.
Uy, hindi papayag dito yung Taguro. Ito na 100% COVID ang nagka-final blow. Hindi na nga yata pa makakaligtas pa dito ang isang miyembro ng Next Play 2.0. Pero dito ichichudog natin inungert-ngert si Ryuan na nahihirapan pa with the piso. Tempest of Blades para makatakas. Walling-walling lang pag may time. And that is a flawless escape. But si Spider-Miles medyo napasama naman doon, Baymax.
Actually, para sa akin, that's a good trade para sa side ng NXP. Bakit? Kasi tulad nga ng sabi ko, the mid lane is now open. Their buffs can be taken away. Both yung purple and yung orange. Next Play 2.0 talaga dito, masasabi natin alam kung ano yung ginagawa nila. And alam nila kung ano yung dapat nilang i-trade or yung hindi dapat nilang i-trade sa side ng King Queens. They still have that 2k gold lead na kanina pa natin nakikita. Talagang hindi sila nagbibigay ng opportunity sa Kings Queens na makalamang. And look at this, the aggression is real para sa NXP 2.0.
Mayakat talaga galing from Monay, pero look at that Imperial Justice coming from Ghost Wrecker. Hindi na nga yata sasapat pa siya. Mabubura dito sa mapa natin. Hesa-hesa, tumatakbo na lang. Meanwhile, si Spider-Man, sinatalo na lang dito yung mga Lycan Pounds galing sa Roger natin na si Kiyonori at the same time, the First Lord is upper grass being targeted by King's Queens. Yes, kanina, nakakalamang ang NXP 2.0, but kudos to King's Queens with the perfect setup against next play. And looking at this one, si Sanford medyo napapalalim with the flicker.
Blazing
Hindi
Duet!
na makakaligtas with the Blazing Duet. Oh my gosh, talaga namang perfectly executed, pulahan man, pero kailangan nila ng pang-finish off doon. Paano nila tatapusin? Kung si Taguro, talaga namang very aggressive, very frightening yung ganitong klase na sitwasyon. The First Lord coming to the hands of King's Queens, but at the same time, NXP 2.0 has the ample time to regroup Max. Diba?
Yes, that was a good play coming from the side of NXP 2.0, especially with Claude's Blazing Duet and yung pag-ultimate doon nung Lunox natin. They were almost able to take down si Kiyonori, pero sadly nagkaroon pa ng chance para makatakas. And look at the survey. NXP 2.0 has the vote para sa laban natin with 97%, whilst King's Queen 3% lang dun sa 88 na bumoto, Maring Athena. Ganon katindi yung expectation ng mga manonood natin para sa NXP 2.0. And nakikita naman natin the expectation is high and nasasagot na naman nila yung mga expectation ng mga manonood natin dito. And as of now, 10 minutes into game, 7-11 ang ating score. King's Queen nakahabol with the 200 gold lead. Claude with the Blazing Duet going for the Thunderbelt, pero on the bottom lane si Claude na naman ang magiging target. He is gonna be taken down.
Yung head-on collision na strategy, Max, yung
Nako.
takbong magnanakaw pagkakuha ng isang kill dito. And that is actually a triple kill for Kiyonori with the Roger 7-1-3. Kudos to him as well. Isang beses siya
grabe.
napitas and sabi niya, once is enough. Diba? And I like the
Yes,
setup
sir.
na nangyayari din coming from Shaibel. They do not let things go to waste.
Yep.
Lahat ng lines na pagbibigyan nila ng isang maigi, and as well as the objectives, hindi nila masyado binibigay sa next
Ooh, like the
2.0.
final blow?
Speaking of objectives, look at that Imperial Justice para makatakas na lang din, pero hindi papabayaan ni Lycan Pounds. At the same time, Shaibel too busy on clearing out the middle lane of the minion wave.
Ayan
Magkakaroon pa
na.
sila ng good
Si
trade
Shidog, we
into
are
the
angry.
middle lane turret. Going in dito si Sanford with Nakostar, pero yung Blazing
Oh,
Duet naman
no.
galing dito kay pare nating Hesa. Oh my gosh, shutting down Kiyonori on the process, pero hindi pa siya tapos. Sabi niya, galit na galit. I see blood, I go for blood. Ryu 1 gets another kill.
Monai?
And Monai here being targeted with the normal attacks.
Ooh.
Art of TV, BMI out. Grabe, nananay ko lang siya. Debated talaga yung mga moves nila dito, and they can certainly back it up dito, Baymax. And in just a blink of an eye, literally, na punta na naman sa kanila yung gantong klase ng loophole. Pumunta na naman yung momentum natin. Palipat-lipat.
Palipat-lipat Maring Athena, ang masabi ko dito, parang siso yung laban natin, no? Minsan isa yung next play 2.0 nasa taas, tapos minsan yung King's Queens yung nasa taas, no? And as of now, next play 2.0 ang nakalamang on that very last team fight. 100 gold lang, 2k gold lead lang din naman ulit ang kanilang hawak against King's Queens. And if you look at the item, Claude going for maybe an Immortality, Lunox with the Lightning Truncheon Necklace of Durance, twice yung Ling, meron na ring Thunderbelt and Endless Battle. On to the other hand, Roger with that Endless Battle, Wind Talker and Brute Force Breastplate, he is able to sustain himself during those team fight. Benedetta going tanky with its curse helmet, Brute Force Breastplate, and the Bloodlust Axe as well. West yung Alice, no? Etong Alice, Maring Athena, ang hindi nila masyadong nababantayan. Unti-unting lumalaki yung damage niya, and when it comes to team fight, that's gonna be a big problem para sa side ng Next Play 2.0. Bakit magiging big problem yan? Most of their skills kailangan medyo malapit sa kalaban, and malaki or may kalakihan yung AOE ng skills ng isang Alice. So most likely, every member ng Next Play 2.0 could receive the damage output coming from Shaibel. And Shaibel, nako, eto na yung pinaka-iniintay niyang moment. Papasok na, Maring Athena.
Imperial Justice will connect to one but will not engage into a T-fight. Alam mo kung bakit ganun katindi ni Alice natin dito, Baymax? Kasi na-power up with Juicy Lemon. Iwas lose streak tayo dito, tuloy-tuloy ang win streak. And looking at this one, yung momentum natin, nasa side yes ng Next Play 2.0. But at the same time, they do not know how to finish this one without eliminating 2 to 3 members from the side of King's Queens. Pero paano nila gagawin yun? They need to contest this Lord before things go to south. Pero dito, paano yung mga gatong
Another setup, ayan na si Shaibel.
Very miraculous with the baby bouncing ball, pero nakakapag-create.
Blazing Duet?
Sa Hesa with the play. very duet combination targeting the backbone from the side of Kings Queens. Mukhang mapapatalsik sila pabalik. Pero yung Lord natin gumagante.
Oh my God, like a bounce.
Nyo ko sa away nyo? Double kill with Kiyonori with the normal attacks coming from the Roger. Mapapaatras na lang dito sila Hesa. Sanford doing a great job at the same time. At what cost pa tayo mga hyper carry niya. Kaya kailangan siya na mismo ang kumilos with a jab and knockout strike combination. Kiyonori trying to run away. Mukhang magiging 3v1 na situation natin dito. Blood all with the blood out combination. Hindi aabutan but the flowing blood will. And almost half an HP left. Buhay pa rin yung Lord natin. And because of the pick of that is a 3-for-1 exchange Baymax.
In favor of Kings Queens. And madagdag ko lang, nakakuha na ng Holy Crystal si Shaibel dito. Malaking sakit sa ulo naman ang dagdag niya sa Next Play 2.0. Actually, I really thought that during that last team fight, makakalamang yung Next Play 2.0 because Doggy was able to bait out the members of Kings Queens dun sa bush nung sinubukan nila mag-boost check. Pero, tulad nga ng sabi natin, Alice dishing out that high damage on that team fight and Kiyonori making use of that Lycan pounce, they were able to turn things around, diba? Ang ganda nung kinalabasan, nakuha nila yung Lord, mapipilitan ngayong dumepensa ang Next Play 2.0 while most of them, syempre, tamang push lang, tamang show, tamang bantay sa Lord to make sure na makaabot to sa base kasi level 2 Luminous Lord, meron na tong Raging Angry Golden Lord, diba? Sasagasa talaga to sa turret.
The Budol Lord.
Ayan na.
Natin dito. Ito yung sumasagasa na targeting the bottom lane base dito. Pero pumasok na naman dito sa may bandang baba with the Tempest of Blades. Pero hindi yata tatantanan. Sa may bandang kana si Ghost Wrecker. Ghost Wrecker will go down. Shaibel on fire right now with the blood combination. Pero pumasok dito si pare nating Sand with the knockout strike. Pero si Shaibel with the Winter Transient. Sabi niya, pahinga ka muna. Mag-juicy lemon ka muna. Masyado mainit ang mga ulo nyo. And with that, 2 base turrets na secure ng Kings Queens against Next Play 2.0. And honestly, tama ka doon sa sinabi mo na yung setups coming from Ghost Wrecker or kay Boss Dogs, that is enough to bait out Kings Queens. Pero sabi nila, napanood na namin yan diba? Na-spoiled
Replay
na sila.
Na-replay na daw. Yung ganitong klaseng playstyle, sabi ng Kings Queens, parang basang-basa na nila yung mga pwedeng mangyari sa mga pagbebait ni Boss Dog dito. Kings Queens rotating on the map right now. Next Play 2.0 can't do a thing. Look at this, another team pa is happening.
Uy, Tempest of Blaze, ginamit ni Ryuan pero nauuntog sa may bandang pader. Hindi siya makakuha ng mga picos.
Oh my God!
On the other hand, with the combination coming from Shaibel with the Bloodload combination. Another one bites the dust. 3-for non-exchange. Ryuan being chased down by Kiyonori. Nowhere to go. Pero parang mag-walling-walling na lang. Sabi niya, hindi ka na tatantanan. Kasi si Taguro, pag 100% ang pinapakitang lakas, matatakot ka talaga. Very, very frightening.
Tatakot-takot talaga ang mararamdaman mo kapag nakita mo 1%, no? 100% lakas ni Taguro. Pero on the bottom lane, si Ryu ang bumabanat sa kalaban.
Hesa with the blazing duet pero hindi na yata pa makakaligtas pa because Kings Queens will be securing game number 1, Series 4 against Next Play 2.0. Beating all odds. That is a 97% versus 3% onto the pulso ng masa. Konyo tayo for tonight, baby.
Onto that pulso ng hindi kasi alam mo, Maring Athena, onto that huling laban, di ba? There was once a time. Kasi ganun yung mga tono ng Tonyo, hindi. Eto makikita naman natin most of the time, si PNK and si Kiyonori, 90% of the time, nandun siya sa team fight. Meaning, lahat ng gold, assist man yan or takedown, nakukuha niya. No? And yun yung reason kung bakit ang bilis na nakakuha ng item, ang taas ang damage output niya, and also, Kufra with those clean setups, di ba? Tamang bouncing bolt, tamang lang yan, Tyrant's Revenge, Tyrant's Rage. Actually, yung ultimate niya, ang dami niya laging nahuhuli. And once they've realized what I've said earlier, na kailangan nilang gawa ng paraan or humanap ng way para ma-takedown si Ling and si Claude, doon na nag-umpisa yung turnaround natin. And I'm really wondering kung ano nga bang